Hey, what's up, guys? This is another great indicator that's just added to the website. It's called Liquidity Snapback. Okay, so when you go to the website readysetfiretrading.com, okay, it will be this one over here. Okay, and you click on that, it's gonna take you to the website. Okay, now I'm gonna go over what it does and how it works and everything like that. Okay, so Liquidity Snapback. Okay, let me pull up my little Word document over here so I can have it like that. Okay. All right. So liquidity snapback. Liquidity snapback is a market structure indicator built to identify potential reversals and retest opportunities after price prints relatively equal highs or relatively equal lows. It focuses on areas where price repeatedly stalls near the same level after a prior directional move. Okay, so for example, over here, price went up and it started to stall over here and it prints that red box. Okay, now uh, the tool does not try to predict tops and bottom. It waits for structures to repeat and then waits for the market to actually rotate. Confirmed on a lower time frame, Heikin Ashi candle. One signal per setup, no repaint, confirm close logic. Okay, so if you can see over here, this also kind of a prints over here a live Heikin Ashi candle, right? And that's the entry. Okay, so what the indicator looks for: equal lows cluster that forms after a prior downtrend. Okay, so little downtrend over here, and then start forming relatively equal lows, right? And it has plus minus certain settings, okay? And then once a Heikin Ashi candle uh, closes above this area over here, this on the equal lows, it calculates the equal highs, right? The relatively equal highs on this cluster, and once it prints above that, then it gives you the entry long, right? That's the original entry, right? Then you go from there, and then in this case, you got 14 points, right, on ES. Now, uh, the same to the downside, okay? Goes over here, starts stalling, and it gives you the enter to the short side, okay? Boom, and that's the enter to the short side, okay? Now the yellow and blue uh, are the re-entries, okay? So there's four signal types: EQL Long, initial long signals, okay? That's this one over here. Relatively, this doesn't say relatively, but it says relatively equal lows. And then, wait a minute, yeah, relatively equal lows, long, right? It basically the market stalled over here, and then it gives you the up signal, okay? That's the entry. The same to the downside, relatively equal highs, short, okay? Market starts stalling over here, and then it gives you the signal to the downside, okay? And then equal, uh, relatively equal lows, re-entry long. That's a retest long, okay? Basically, over here, after it says here, after the original EQL long, price must move upward by a set number of ticks, then come back to the saved cluster level and confirm again with a bullish lower time frame Heikin Ashi candle, designed to catch the second chance entry after the first push. Okay, so basically, market went up over here. You got whatever point, and then you see over here it gave you the entry short, right? Boom. You can either wait for the signal, right? Like over here, you can set a limit order right there and just enter without waiting for the limit order for the signal for the indicator, or you can just wait, like in this case over here, right? Because you could wait, and it's a more safe entry because the market retested the level and then it brings that candle to the on that direction, and then you enter that way, right? Or you can just set a limit order over here, and once it touches, you put a stop loss, over here maybe, and then just go that way, right? Either way, okay. So that's what it is, right? This is the original entry over here, and this over here is a re-entry, right? boom. Over here, again, original entry long, moved up a little bit, then came back, retest. This is what I'm saying. You can set a limit order. Once it's spring, you can set a limit order over here, and then that's it, right? And you can just enter. Or you can wait for the confirmation of the indicator. In this case, you will enter over here, right? But remember, on this case, the lower time frame is a 5-minute candle. So I will have to go here and put the 5-minute candle here on the side. So on this candle over here, that will be right around this level. You entered over here, okay? You entered over here at 75.28.75, okay? Over here versus if you put a limit order, you enter down here, okay? But you have the risk of it just keep going through, right? You either wait for the confirmation or not. It's up to you. So that's basically what it is, okay? So what else? What else can I tell you guys? Let me get rid of that again. Okay, how to use it? Bias first. Is a higher time frame trend clearly up or down? Liquidity snapback works best when there is a real prior move into the cluster. The pre-trend moving average help gate this. Wait for the cluster. You'll see an equal lows or equal high box build, right? You wait for the cluster to build. As a conservative candle, style the same level. Don't front run it, okay? Do not front run it, okay? Confirmation prints. They label only fires when the lower time frame Heikin Ashi candle closes with the right body direction and a clean wick on the rejecting side. Okay. So you have to when you set the alert for this, set alert as once per bar, not once per bar close, because you're in a 15-minute chart, but the entry is gonna trigger on the 5-minute chart, right? So if you're you wait for the 15-minute candle to close, then the entry on the 5-minute chart is not going to be as accurate, right? So you have to wait. You have to set the alert as over here, whatever EQL Long you go on once per bar, not once per bar close, but once per bar. That way, when that 5-minute candle condition is met, then you get the alert right away. Okay. Manage like any reversal. Stop beyond the opposite side of the cluster. Take partial as the prior swing or the inverse value area extreme. Trail the rest. Right. Retest. If you miss the first move, right? So if you miss the first move, you can enter on the retest. Okay. Best fit. Liquidity intraday futures, ES, MES, NQ, blah blah blah. Okay. Now these settings that I'm using over here, this is for the 15-minute MES chart, right, or ES, right? The settings are optimized for this specific instrument. If you're gonna obviously the ticks in ES and in MNQ is a lot different as far as how many more points. How do I explain this? For example, a $50 move with 1 point is like 2.5 points with NQ, right? So you have to take that into consideration. Kind of like change the ticks settings based on that, okay? So yeah, so that's basically how it works, right? So we go over here. Let's go back in time. Here it was looking for a short, but it didn't happen. So that you basically disregard that, okay? But here it printed a short, right? And it actually went down quite a bit, right? It went down all the way, so that's a good entry, right? And then when the price came, comes down, then over here you can kind of like re-enter again, boom. But it didn't quite made it all the way there, okay? And then price just shot it up, and that kind of broke that liquidity area over there, if that makes sense. Over here, it had the cluster over here, and then you can have a limit order again one more time over here, and look at this move. Look at this move. Boom, 17 points, right? Very little drawdown. Okay, over here again, after that cluster, initial move, boom, around 19 points. Then you wait for a re-entry. You can have the limit order right there. 23 ticks of drawdown, and then 14 points. Okay, that's the that's how this indicator works. Okay, over here, this will be a great entry over here. If it ever comes back down over here, that'll be a good place to put a long position over there. Boom, and re-entry. Okay, now this over here didn't move quite as far down as it has to move for it to then look for a re-entry, right? If it moved down a little more over here after this short, then once price revisits this area, I can put a limit order over there to sell again and continue down, okay? So that's basically how you use this indicator. Once again, here on ReadySetFire.com, ReadySetFireTrading.com, and you can get access to this indicator, okay? I see you on the next one.